In this video, we're going to be talking about interpreting a box and whisker plot. So questions 1 through 5 are going to refer to this particular box and whisker plot about test scores as a percentage for the 9th period. So what was the high score on the test? Well, the high score, you can see, was 102. I'm going to work some of these, leave some of the rest of them for you to figure out. What was the median score on the test? Well, as you recall, the median is going to be the line that is shown, so that would be an 88. Do you think this test was too hard for the students? And then explain. Well, if you notice, the minimum score was 38. 25% scored between 38 and 72, but 25% scored between 72 and 88. Another 25% scored between 88 and 96, and then finally between 96 and 102. So do you think it was too hard? I'm going to say no, because 75%, you got 25, 25, and 25, because 75% earned a C- or better. And if you notice, look what percentages scored above an 88. 25 plus 25, and 50% earned an 88 or higher. And that's really good. Okay, so let's go on down to number 7. Looks like we skipped a question number 6, but that's okay. So this one refers to average minutes per night spent on homework, and we're talking about sophomore class at a certain high school during the month of September. So what percent of the sophomores spend more than 60 minutes on homework per night? Here's the 60, so this is 25% up here. So 25% spend more than. If you need it, you got 25 here, 25% here, and 25% here. Okay, let's jump on down to number 9. How many sophomores do not do homework at all? Well, you know that at least one didn't do anything, but we can't tell how many, because there might have been more than one. So we're going to use the letters C, B, D. And CBD for us is going to be can't be determined. There may be occasions when we don't have enough information, so can't be determined. All right, let's flip this over then. For questions 12 to 23, we now have 2 box plots to compare and contrast. The top one is homework time, and the bottom one is TV time. So let's go ahead and look at number 13. What is the third quartile for the TV time data? Okay, so here's Q1, Q2, and Q3. So your third quartile is actually not 1, 2, but right in here. That's your third quartile. So we're going from 60 to 110, and this is in minutes. 60 to 110. Okay, we're going to go ahead and look at number 14 together. Is it more common for a sophomore at this high school to spend more than an hour on homework, or more than 1 hour watching TV? All right, so here's more than 1 hour on homework, right in here. So we're talking about 25% spend an hour on homework. Well, here's 1 hour here. You've got 25% and 25%. Well, it looks to me like we're going to have more watching TV. So let's just make a note as to what we've actually observed here. So more than 1 hour on homework. We'll just abbreviate that. Well, that was 25%. More than 1 hour on TV. That was 50%. So it is more common. At least in this study, it is more common for sophomores to watch TV. Okay, you're referring to these box plots of questions 15 through 23. We're going to do some of them together. Identify if each statement is true or false or cannot be determined. Some sophomores didn't watch TV that month. Well, there is a 0 up here, so that's correct. It may have only been 1, but it is true. The TV box and Whisker graph contains more data than the homework graph. Well, these are just showing minutes and percentages. We don't really know how many people were recorded for the homework graph or for the TV graph, so we really can't be determined. 17, 25% of the sophomores spend between 48 and 60 minutes per night on homework. So let's go back up and look. 48 and 60. Oh, well, this is 25%, right? So that is true. 15% of the sophomores didn't watch TV that month. 15% didn't watch TV that month. Well, let's see. This is minutes. This is from 0 to 15 minutes. 25%, but it's not showing how many actually didn't watch TV, so we can't determine that one either. Can't be determined. In general, these sophomores spend more time watching TV than doing homework. Well, yeah, we kind of showed that in number 14, that 25% spend more than an hour, and 50% spend more than an hour watching TV. So we're going to say in general, these sophomores do spend more time. So that is true. I'm going to leave the next few to your working, and let's go down to number 25. It's actually been handwritten. It asks us to write a paragraph comparing the average monthly temperatures for Honolulu and Milwaukee. Well, let's look up here. Well, here's Milwaukee. Here's Honolulu. And what you might notice is the temperatures, 26 to 80 for Milwaukee. Honolulu, though, the lowest temperature they had was 80, and it went up to, looks like about 87, 87 and a half, somewhere along in there. So let's write a paragraph comparing the average monthly temperatures. Well, we might say something about Honolulu's temperature is always higher. Let's fix that. Is always higher now occasionally it might be equal to, if you happen to have 80 and 80, higher or equal to Milwaukee's. Let's see, what else do we notice? Well, let's look at these 80s. We could say something about the fact that Honolulu's lowest temperature was the same as Milwaukee's highest temperature. So Honolulu's lowest temperature was the same as Milwaukee's highest temperature. And we could say the reverse of sentence 1, the fact that Milwaukee's temperature is always lower than Honolulu's except the one time or the few times that they agree on the 80 degrees. So we would say Milwaukee's temperature is always lower or equal to Honolulu's temperature. So use these few work solutions to help you finish this worksheet.